What's going on? Speaking Easy with the Coach. Untold stories. One untold story. I'm looking down to see the keyboard. And one untold story is this track right here. This track right here is it's funny. This track is actually a mistake. Loaded up one of the discs. And when I loaded up the disc, I had a prior sequence already on it. I didn't delete the sequence. So, load up a disc. People were like, you still got those? Yeah, I still have these. The beat is still on it. So I loaded up the beat, loaded up the sounds, and it played another sequence. And when it came in, it was everything you hear except for the drums. It was like this right here. It was like, it sounded pretty good. So put some drums to it, put some strings to it. Always like this. It's a kid from Grafton. I forgot his name. It was a kid. He came in the studio when we had it up in Kearney from Grafton that recorded to this. I remember he did a real nice job to it. But and I remember that was when I was doing more studio work and not as much open mic and live venue work. Which brings me to my purpose here. When you're trying to secure a venue, there's a lot of factors that go into it. I remember I'd always go places. It didn't matter if it was a go-go bar. I'd go places all the time and look and just analyze the scene and just decide, you know what, this would be a good place. So I'd look and say, nah, it'd be too hard to collect the money, or we don't have enough chairs, or we don't have enough space near the stage. So those little things I would look at. But I originally went to 8 Park Street Studio, which eventually became home. And when I'd gone, the proprietors of the place, Karen in particular, peace to Karen, I called her and I'd gotten a price. And the price was a little steep from what I wanted, from what I thought I was going to make back as well. I wasn't going to make anything. So I went to, it was a bar across the street from Sir Richard's that's no longer there. Pyramid was the name of the bar. And I went there and I got a better price. The problem was, with that better price, I was at a bar. And when you're at a bar, it's real difficult to get in people who are under the age of 21. And almost impossible to get in anybody who's under the age of 18. So I went. The show was cool, but it wasn't packed like I would have wanted. And I kept making the excuse of I couldn't get in that lower age crowd. For hip hop especially, you got to get that lower age crowd in. So I went back to Park Street, but this time I went back and I asked Black 45 to advocate for me. And I said, see if you can get her to, come down on the price. And she did, because she knew Black. She didn't know me. So, like I said, I always kept my eyes open, looking at spots. Another thing, some people go to a spot and they're partners. And my thing was always, no, we're not partners. Like, I'm renting the space from you. So when some people would go somewhere and say at the end of the night it's a 50-50 split, or I think New Eurekan Cafe 45 had asked whoever it was who was in charge at New Eurekan, and he said it was a 60-40 split. They took 60 and we got 40, which, we're in New York City, so that was not bad. But we actually did not do it. We were going to do something at New Eurekan. We actually didn't do anything. And I always liked it, and I think Black agreed too, the idea of independence. When we would rent a spot, you paid out, and then you got 100% of everything that came through the door. And I always liked that. Like when I say 100%, it's like after the money you paid for your rent came back to you, then everything else was profit. So I always looked at it like that, and not for nothing, there was never enough profit that I was going to quit my job, or it was going to support me for a living. So I treated it as fun. I didn't like to look at it as work. I treated it as fun. But I had, there was another spot we had in Passaic, and it didn't, it just didn't. I don't want to say Passaic wasn't ready for it, but yeah, it wasn't really all that good. So we came back, and I've done something in Vauxhall, the Elks Club over there, and that actually came off well, largely because of organization, me and the people I was in with, and because it was in Vauxhall, and they hadn't had anything in Vauxhall like that. So that was, the people of Vauxhall alone came out. And then we got other people who came out. And then the internet was better then too. So, so like I said, my point in all of this is, if you're interested in having a showcase, secure a spot. Don't look at bars so much. If you want, okay, but don't look at bars. Look at just a space, and hopefully the proprietor of the establishment has chairs. Space, chairs. You don't even need a stage. Space, chairs. If they can get a stage that's 2 or 3 inches high, that's even better. But what you need is space and chairs and some tables. And that alone, it'll take off. If it's in a good part of town, a place for public transportation, it's even better. But for anybody who's interested in having live shows, I don't mean live shows on the internet. Everybody wants to go live. Live shows with real people. Find a space. Make sure they have chairs. I mean, it's hip hop. Yeah, everybody gonna stand up. No, I like chairs. I like it to be almost like a club setting. It'd be nice if you had tables. If people have a drink and they put their drink down. Bring your own brown bag, whatever. But that's how I looked at it when I got that space, the 8 Park Street studio. It was everything I needed. It wasn't a bar. I can get 18-year-olds. I can get kids under 18-year-olds. Peace to North, who was under 18 when he came. His father used to check the place out. That was cool. But, hopefully this helps people. Anybody need help, you contact me. You got to do the work and find it. But any advice, I'm there. Speaking easy with the coach. Peace.